Boston Celtics lose game 3 in heartbreaking fashion. With zero point 0.5 seconds on the clock, the Raptors hit a walk-off three to win it 104-103. I'm Sierra Goodwill, back with the whole gang tonight. Josue, Pavon, Jimmy Toscano, and Bobby Manning. You know, after Kemba Walker made that no-look pass to Daniel Tice for the dunk, it was celebration. Celtics are up 3-0, undefeated in the playoffs. They've got this series under wraps. And then in one instant, really the entire series changes when the Raptors make that three. How did they blow this game down the stretch, Bobby?
I'll tell you how. These guys on the bottom here got too overconfident in the first half. They're texting, this is over. Jimmy's ready to get the parade going. He's looking at the bet online odds, going crazy. But, ultimately this was a blown coverage on the Boston side on that final play. Guys were trying to switch on the back line. Looked like they had a zone set up. Obviously Taco's out there trying to block the inbounds. But Kyle Lowry, and it was fitting he did it, made the perfect pass to the corner. Over Taco, on the line, hit him on the chest. That you just don't see passes like that on inbounds, never mind across the court. And it's fitting that a guy who had 31 points in this one was willing his way to the basket from the opening minutes, having a Paul Pierce-esque performance, as Jimmy compared it to, fittingly, in the postgame. Like, he just saved the Toronto Raptors in this one. And I thought other guys like Marc Gasol, Fred VanVleet got into their game in this one, found themselves. And that's dangerous if you're the Celtics. You opened up a whole box. The champions got on their game again in this one. And that's what kills you about that last play. If they just escape, the series would be over.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the frustration from Jaylen Brown. That defensive lapse, it just seemed like just bad timing on his part. I don't know if it's all on him, though. Maybe it's not, but it seems like if he's talking the way he's talking, that he's probably feeling the most guilty about what happened. And I just think it's unfortunate because the Celtics, they deserve to win that game. I think you can give credit to Toronto in saying that they stole one from Boston because Boston played neck and neck down the stretch. But when push came to shove, Kemba Walker in that fourth quarter, or whether it was coming down to those defensive stops at the end, Toronto hung in there as well, and they were able to counter. So you got to give them props, for being in there and staying into the fight. But, man, that's just a really tough pill to swallow for Jaylen Brown. As the Celtics actually – would have made history if they won. That would have been the very first Celtics team to ever win their very first 6 playoff games in a row. So
I'm going to cut you off here, Jimmy, because I'm going to play a clip of what Jaylen Brown had to say after the game about that final play.
As a unit, regardless of what we was in, we had to guard the 3-point line. So that was just a fucking disgrace at the end of the game. That was just terrible. No way we should have lost that game. I take responsibility for that, not just that play, but, a lot of the plays before.
Jimmy, do you think Brown is really to blame here? Obviously really hard on himself, dropping 3 F-bombs in his post-game presser. But should it all fall on Brown's shoulders?
No, definitely not fall all on Brown's shoulders. I think he's sort of, showing his leadership quality, right? I mean, we know that this guy's got those qualities based on what we've seen from him, and we know that he cares a lot. And he's obviously going to talk about the play because he was the one right there with the hand up, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it was like his guy the entire time. When you look at the replay, it looks like OG started with Tatum, and then Tatum sort of gave the old point like, hey, somebody pick him up. And I don't think anyone saw that because he kind of slipped behind everybody who was focused on the inbounds play. And it's unfortunate. I mean, it's a completely – I mean, Jaylen Brown's right. They totally effed that up. And, it's a botched game because they should be up 3-0. And the Raptors stole that one. I think Josue, that's the word he used. The Raptors stole it, and I would agree with that. It was a classic Kemba Walker, Kyle Lowry battle, which I thought was a blast to watch. 2 great point guards in this league going toe-to-toe and a little bit on the older side. So that was kind of a nicer thing to see, too. It wasn't like a couple of 20-year-olds. These guys have some miles on their legs. So that was cool. And I thought the Celtics put themselves in position to win that game. And like Sierra, you said it, everyone was celebrating after that Kemba Walker pass to Tice, and it should have ended that way. With 0.5 seconds on the clock, your job was to just disrupt the inbounds, get a finger on the ball at any point, and that game is over. And it's just crazy that the Raptors got that clean look, and that's the story. And yeah, the series is, I wouldn't say it's dramatically shifted, but it gives a team that could have been down and out and pretty much dead, gives them that glimmer of hope. It gives them a lot of, not a glimmer of hope, it gives them a lot of hope that they can, even this series up now.
Well, let's throw it back to game 2, because the Raptors could easily be up 2-1 right now, and they step out of bounds on the last play. They were within a possession on the for a final play of that game too. I mean, they could have had the same exact play go if they call a timeout, and you guys ended up being right. We saw the Raptors be better in a set position rather than a fast break on the final play. So there's some credit to you guys.
Definitely
Thank you.
a different feel now in this series. Raptors heading into game 4 with a little momentum, with the ability to tie things up. The Celtics probably going to play a little ticked off. We're going to preview the rest of this series in another video that you can find on our website at clnsmedia.com, along with the rest of our Celtics post-season coverage on our YouTube channel at Celtics All Access.
The Garden Report is brought to you by Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code MAXWELL20 at manscaped.com. Take your grooming game to the next level.